The data set we are using here is digit recognizer. So this is MNIST dataset, which you can find on Kaggle, this link. So here we are having training, test and sample submission files inside that dataset. We are having images with 28 is to 28 pixels. So we are going to process them later. So first of all, we'll download it by click on here, then your download will start, and after that we will process these images, train our neural network model and make the prediction for the test images. So we first train our model on train.csv images, then test on test, then make the prediction on text.csv and save the predictions on sample submission file. Then we will submit that submission file into my submissions. So I've submitted almost 2 hours ago, and I got around 99.42% score. So let's improve this. Okay, so first of all, what we will do, instead of we will download it, and after downloading it, unzip it, and you will get digit recognizer, and inside that you will get 4 files. So sample submission, test and CSV. Oh, so these 3 files you will get. Okay, these 4 are my own files. Okay, so you will get these 3 files, and after that let's start training the model. So to train the model, I am not using this train CSV. I am using MNIST dataset from the API of TensorFlow. Okay, so let's train the model. So this is Google Colab, which if you don't know about it, then search on Google Colab and you will get to know about it. So collab.research.google.com, they'll provide us a platform where we can code. So go to this link, sign up yourself if you are not yet done it, and create new notebook, and click on create new notebook, and after that start writing the code. So this is my code. So what I'm doing here, I'm importing CV2 to do all the image processing or parts, NumPy for numeric computation, TF to download the dataset, MNIST dataset, Matplotlib to plot the images on the notebook, and then I'm using models from Keras. I'm using sequential and load underscore model. So these are neural network models which we are going to use, and these are other layers of neural network model. We'll use dense convolution layer, dropout layer, then flatten the image, and also max to pool 2D. So here I am downloading the dataset. So I have imported TensorFlow. So execute this, and yes, make sure to go to the settings and enable GPU. Okay, otherwise it take more time to train. So execute this. So it's successfully executed. Then in this line of code we are downloading the data set and fed it into 4 variables. So xtrain, ytrain, xtest, ytest. So this is our training samples, these are our testing samples. Okay, so in x underscore train we are having our images, y underscore, in y underscore train we are having our labels. Okay, so let me show you what I am having here. X underscore train. Okay, these are the values inside that x underscore train, and if I'm going to go check the shape of it, so we are having 60,000 images of shape 28 is to 28 is to 1. So we are having 60,000 image of shape 28 is to 28. It's as simple as that. And for y underscore train we are having 60,000 predictions, or we can say 60,000 labels. Like for each image we are having a label. So if image is drawn with a 9, then the label is 9. If image is of a 0, then then the prediction should be 0. So same goes for x underscore not train but x underscore test. So in training we are having 60,000 images, in test we are having 10,000 images. Okay, So now we have imported the dataset. After that we all need to reshape the dataset to extend one dimension. Okay, this is mandatory to pass the dataset into the neural network. After that, if you can see that our image pixel ranges from 0 to 255 and we want them to come under 0 to 1. Okay, within the range from 0 to 1. Okay, not above that. So to do so, we are dividing them with 255. Dot 0 means we'll get a floating point number. Okay, we are doing for both of the training and test set. Training and test only images, not for the labels. Okay, then I am printing the shape of it, so you'll get 60,000 for image training, 10,000 for testing. After that we'll start make our model. So first we are using model is equal to sequential. So what this will do, this will we can say create a stack of layers. So after that it will create a model. After that we can start adding up the layers. Okay, so after that I am using a convolutional layer with 32 filters, kernel size 3:3 with input shape of 28:28. So we'll passing one image at a time. After that another convolution layer, then max pool layer. Okay, then we are stacking these layers again and again. So in these two layers I am using filter size 32. After that in these two layers we are using filter size 64, and then again max pool, the same layers. Then we are flattening the image. So here we are having multi-dimensional arrays and tensor, we can say multi-dimension tensor, and after that I am flatten them to convert it into 1D array. And after 1D array I am again making a new layer with 128 nodes. So all the 1D array nodes are connected with the next array, next layer with 128 nodes. After that I am giving a dropout for overcome from the overfitting. Okay, after that I am using dense layer with 10 nodes. 10 nodes means we can have only 10 labels, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. So we are having 10 labels from 0 to 9. That's why we are using 10 layers on the last node. So here I am using ReLU activation function at the end I am using softmax activation function. So softmax activation function is used to give us a probability distribution of all the possible nodes of the last layer, so that we will get that how much probability is there that a particular image which you have passed through the neural network is uh, from a particular class. Okay, that this image is 70% chances that there are 70% chances that this image is of 1. Okay, so we will get a probability distribution. After that we'll take whosoever category has the maximum probability, we'll consider that. Okay, so after doing that I am compiling the model. I am using Adam optimizer with categorical cross entropy with matrix accuracy. Means I want to get uh, to know about the accuracy. After that I'll fit the model. To fit the model I'm using for x means our here goes our images of train, and in y I have to pass the labels of all those images. So here we are having 60,000 images and here I am having labels of all those 60,000 images. So let's execute this also. So it is taking less than 10 seconds to pass one epoch, and if you are not using GPU it might take 1 to 2 minutes to pass only one epoch. So you can see our accuracy is now increasing. So let's wait for it to train. So after training, if I am going to evaluate the model, then you can see I am getting 98.9% accuracy. 98.9% accuracy on these kind of data sets is very good. So now we have got the accuracy model. Okay, after that what we are doing, we will create a new code and then we'll save the model, model.save. Okay, so the this model is training. So model is our variable which will get an accuracy of this much after training when we evaluate this. So let me save the model, and to save the model we are using model.save function, and after that model.hdf5. okay, I'm using hdf5 extension. So I can also call it as CNN, okay, because it's a convolution neural network. And after it is done, I'll execute this so that our model gets saved. You can also execute this particular this whole code on your notebook, but on your notebook of your local system, but it will take a much larger time, much large amount of time. So I prefer to use Jupyter Notebook if I am having online data sets available. Okay, so 14 epochs are done. So we are here with the last epoch. So let's execute this and see how much text accuracy I'm getting. Okay, so I'm getting 98.94, which is pretty good. So let's save the model, and it is saved. Now go to the directory, refresh it, and getting cnn.htf5, and after that download the model. Okay, now you can see it start downloading, and yes, so our model is now downloaded. So what we can do after that, just take the model and paste it in the same directory, okay, where we are having our sample summation file. So for the sample summation file, what we are doing, we can see that in test. So let me open the notebook again. Okay, so let's go to my Jupyter notebook. Here I have opened the Jupyter notebook. I'll go to Kaggle, and here is my dataset. Okay, so here what I do, I'll open Kaggle MNIST. So this is our data, this is our directory. So what we are using, we are using hdf5 model. Okay, we are importing this model which we have uh, imported just now. So first we are using numpy then pandas to read this particular test file for for all these images inside the CSV file. We have to make the predictions, and all those prediction I need to write on this sample summation file. Okay, so to do so, what I do, I will import numpy pandas from keras.model. I'll use load.model, load underscore model to load our neural network model. And you can also use import matplotlib library to plot any image into your into that particular notebook. So let's execute this. So what is the problem? Unknown activation function sdf5. So okay, so problem here is, guys, we'll use the relu function here. We are not importing from tf. So previously we are using this relu function from tf, which will give you a problem with the version. Okay, so to overcome this problem, use direct functions. Okay, so the relu and softmax. So after that, execute this, and then after testing you will get 99.9808% accuracy. And after that, save the model, download the model on the same way. Okay, paste the model in the same directory, and then execute the command. Yes, it's loaded, and because it is loaded, now time to load the test.csv file where we are having all the images. For those images I have to find the predictions. Okay, so let's load the csv file. So instead of using values, let's import the file and see what is inside this particular CSV file. So here I am having pixel values from 0 to 783. means I am having 784 pixel values. So the images are of size 28 to 28. Okay, so 784. So what we are having here, we are having 784 pixel values in one dimension. Okay, so first of all, what we need to do, I need to convert each row into a 28 by 28 pixel values, and after that I need to pass each pixel, each image by, first I need to make the image from each row, then I need to pre-process that particular image and then pass into our CNN model so that it can make the prediction. Okay, so we are done here, and after that I am, let's read the values. So what values will do, it will return you the list format. Okay, so let's check the shape of it. I'm going to 28,000 images of uh, size 784, means 28 is to 28. We'll convert them and take the first image. So this is our first image, and what we can do, I can use a temporary variable and pass it into using np.reshape function, which will reshape this image into image of size 28 comma 28. So is this right? Clear. So initially df dot shape, so the shape of the first index is 784, and after that the shape of temporary variable is 28 by 28. So we have converted df of 0 means 784 pixel values into 28 by 28. Okay, so it's pretty easy to do. So this is the first row of the image, then the second row till the 27th row. So 28th row will return you index out of range because the range is starting from 0. Okay, so we are done till here. Okay, so after that what we are doing, we are passing through all the images. So we can also use length of data frame. Okay, so we are passing through all the images. Okay, means all the rows of the data set. uh, okay, and after that we are reshaping all the images which we have done earlier. So we are taking first image and then reshape that image and pass it into image variable. Okay, then we'll take another image, we'll reshape it into the same size, we'll take it into image, and after that as we have done with the data set, we need to divide the image with 225 255.0 or 255 dot to make the image in the same format on which our data set is trained. Okay, so the values of the pixel ranges now ranges between 0 to 0 to 1. Okay, clear. After that I need to expand one dimension of the image uh, to I need to we can say convert the image into 4 dimensions to pass it into our neural network. So to do so I need to again reshape the image with size 1 comma 28 comma 28 comma 1. Okay, and after that I'll make the prediction for it. So I'll go for model dot predict. So before going through the loop, let me, so temp is our picture which we have taken. So what I'm going to do, I am first I have already reshaped the image. Now I am going to divide the image. Okay, so I have divided the image now. So if we are going to see the variables, so the values are ranging between 0 to 1 now. Okay, and after that what I have to do, I have to reshape it, reshape the temporary variable so that I can pass it into our neural network. So I have reshaped it. Let's check the shape of it. So very Good. And after that, I'll make the prediction for that particular image. To make the prediction, I'll use model.predict, and it will give me an array of size 10. So you can see 8 and 2 values, 10. So what is these values? So these values will give you, will return you the probability distribution for each class. So this is the probability distribution that this image is, we can say, of 0. So this will return you that there are that much percent of chances that this image is referred to 1, then this is for 2, this is for 3. Now you can say this is having the maximum probability 1.0. okay, so I'll use one another function which will give you the index of it. Okay, so np dot argmax. So this will give you, return you the index of that particular element which are having the maximum probability. So if I am executing this, I'll get 2. Okay, so 2 means 0, this is for 0, this is for 1, this is for 2, then it means the image must be a 2. Clear? So we are using np.argmax function to do that, and after that I'm converting it into a string and appending it into our list. So this list is containing all the all the predictions for 28,000, uh, 28,000, yes. We in this list are, I am having all the images of 26,000, all the prediction for 26,000 images. Okay, so let's run this and wait for it to execute, because it is going to predict 28,000 on 28,000 images. And you can also have a cup of tea at that point of time. It might take 2 to 3 minutes on your CPU. Oh, so now you can see our prediction is done. Let's print R. So in R we are having all the predictions, that this image, first image is of 2, then 0, then of 9, then of 0. So let's check the length of R. So we should have 28,000 predictions. Okay, so we are having all the predictions for 28,000 images. And after that I'm converting this R, because it is of a type list, and convert it into a type array, numpy array. So you can say it is now an array. Okay, and after that what I'll do, I'll read the sample summation CSV file. Okay, so what this sample summation CSV file is having, let us see. Create the data frame, see data frame. So here I am having the index of the particular image, or we can say the particular image, and then we have to write here all the predictions. Okay, so we are having 28,000 images. Instead of images we are having the numbers of the image. So for the first image I need to write its prediction in this particular index, then for the second one I need to write the prediction for this particular index. So instead of writing on this CSV file, I'll create my own file and write it in the same format. Okay, so let's do this. Instead of this, let's compare the things. Okay, df dot head. Okay, we are having 5 values. So what I'm doing, I'm creating a pred.txt. So I'm having a txt file here. So first create a txt file. After that, create a open the file in read plus format, so it we can write it also. And after that, after opening the file, I I'm going to pass through the whole data frame. Instead of data frame, I can also write R, because now we are writing R means our labels. Clear? So to do so, I'm doing, I'm using df of first index, mean the first index is this one. Okay, let me show you the values. Okay, so if I'm printing df of 0, then I'll get the first line. Df of 1 means the second line, 3 means the third line, and 4 means the fourth line. And if I'm going to write 0, then I'll get the first index, 1 means the second index. So you can play with that. Now I am only taking the first only, first column only. So to do so, I am writing 0, means ith index means for all the values or all the rows I am taking 0th index, means the first column. Okay, so I am taking the first column of it, write it into a string. Okay, then I am writing a comma to create a CSV file, because in CSV file initially it will create a CSV file by separator comma. Okay, so you'll get to know about it later. So creating a string with comma, so first index should be our the image id, which we are writing it here, then the next is our comma, and the third one is our r of I, which is our prediction, because our r is having all the prediction values. So the first image for r of 0, the first image, instead of 0 I am writing 2, instead of 1 of 0 means the second image number 2, I am writing 2, and so on till the last image. And after that, that particular string which I have created, I am writing into the file, then I'm also writing /n, so that our file will redirect to the next line. So our cursor will redirect to the next line. So it will write the first line, then it will redirect after /n, it will redirect to the next line, then write again a string, then again next line, string, next line, till the end of the line. Okay, end of the till 28,000 rows. So let's execute this again, and at the end I'm also closing the file. Execute this. Okay, I'm getting some error. Okay, key error 0. Okay, so what is the problem here? In df we are getting key 0 error because df is our data frame. Okay, and we need to convert it into list, so that is why I need to convert it into list first, then I'll get the convert it into list, and after that execute this. Okay, so it is done. So let's see our prediction file. So here I am getting 1 comma 0, 2 comma 0, 3 is 9, image number 3 is 9, 4 is 0, 5 is 3, 6 is 7, and so on. Okay, now what we will do, we'll check it with the, compare it with the submission file. So in the submission file I am having all of it with the same. So now what we will do, instead of .txt I'm converting the file with CSV. Enter it, use CSV, and now you can say we are having them in the same format, very same format, but we are having one mistake here, not mistake, one missing value, which is the image id. So I need to write image id and label. So to do so, let's open this with our Microsoft Excel. So it is open. So what we'll do now, we will insert on the above, one cell on the above, and we'll write the names of the rows. So the first name is image underscore id, then label. Okay, so let's save this file. and close it. Okay, now you can say we are having the same format, image id labels with all the predictions, and in the sample file we'll having image ids and no predictions. So I am going to upload this file on my notebook. So I'll go to this page. So you can see my submission. Now I am going to submit another submission. So go to submit predictions. Okay, so here I am going to upload my prediction file. So this is my prediction file which I have modified just now. Okay, and it is uploaded, and in the description of better CNN for MNIST, and make the submission. Okay, now it is scoring. Let's see, it is completed, and yes, we are getting a better accuracy with 99.7%. okay, so previously we are having 99.4 something, so now I am getting a better accuracy. So that is it. Let's see the summation again. Jump to the position of the leaderboard. Okay, so great. So this is all about today's video. So bye bye.